can see it.
Welcome to Detroit Press Play. Welcome. Hello. Today's topic is going to be fentanyl, the use of fentanyl.
So this video is
Hold on one moment. Right now, I'm just playing some slow music, playing a video for YouTube, which will be transferred from Facebook to YouTube. So hello, everyone. Stacy and I are here. We are the guests and the hosts. Give us one moment and we'll be all the way ready for you for today's topic. You didn't tag yet. The dangers of drugs. We hope that if anyone has questions or anything related to the topic today, that you will make sure you reach out, share those questions, and we'll answer as best we could. Just give us another moment. Live on all platforms.
Stop our screen share, so give us a moment.
Give us a moment. Okay. Again, our video on fentanyl will be displayed on YouTube as well.
Yes.
How you guys enjoying the weather? It's a little calm down. Was like in the 90s. I think we got 80s this week. The rain may have helped us a minute.
Figure out how to do that. That's why I can't wait to talk to our pending producer.
That's right. Yes. That's right. Let me know when we are ready.
Okay. So, hello, hello, Facebook,
Hello,
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yes, so I've
We
got
ready.
to figure out how to share a live video
That's
and
right.
then
That's right.
not share it, and so I'm learning some things. We
We
have
learning.
a meeting today with a producer, and so we're looking forward to hearing from the young lady and talking to her to get an idea, so we don't have these faux pas.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
Because we're on time, believe it or not.
Yes.
Just
yes.
don't look like it, right?
Exactly. Exactly. So wow.
Man.
So I'm hoping that our guest joins us today. We're hoping that our guest joins us today. But we may not have that our special guest.
That's
We're not
right.
sure. We don't want to count him out. We may not have our special guest, but we are going to sound the alarm about trafficking. And so that is, and I'm checking phones to make sure, checking for text or calls to make sure to see if our guests will be joining us. So I want to thank you, honey, for viewing.
Thank you for
Yeah,
all viewers.
yeah.
Mom, how you doing?
How are you, Mom?
How you doing?
How
Hope
are
you
you?
being good. Hope
Huh?
you being good.
Yeah, Mom, be good. Please
Be
be
good.
good.
Yes, my sister Patricia,
Yes.
who's always watching,
Yes.
and everyone else.
Yeah,
Nidra,
my God,
give it up for
Nidra.
Nidra.
Oh, we heard about the new idea and I love it. Can't wait.
Okay,
To do
cannot
it.
wait
I'm
to
so
display
excited.
it.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
did shout out hubby.
Yes,
And
you did. Hey, hubby.
Godmother Mamie, how are you?
Godmother.
Yes, how are you, Godmother
Yes,
Mamie?
yes.
So yes. So if you did get a chance, I think I did see Albert Mack watching. And Albert, thank you so much for watching and tuning in. From the producers. Uh, so thank you so much for tuning in. And we did show a video PSA we did a few years ago. We sounded the alarm through the PSA public
Yes.
service announcement about fentanyl. And this is so yesterday. You know what? Before we get into that discussion,
Little banter. Little banter.
let's just talk. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Let's talk. What Let's tell the
Okay.
people.
Okay.
Tell the people.
Okay.
Tell the people.
It's me this time.
Yes.
So crazy thing, when we get up in age, women sometimes we got a little crazy in us, right?
A little.
Just
That's
a little.
about me.
We have a little crazy in us. So let me
Uh-huh.
tell you, ladies, what I
It
done.
comes
Men
with-
won't
it comes with
understand.
seasoning.
It comes with
It comes
seasoning.
with
Got a lot of
seasoning. It
seasoning
comes
in
with
it.
seasoning. Yes. It comes
So
with
my
seasoning.
crazy self went to the restroom in the middle of the night. We still sleep.
Yes.
Went to the
It's like
restroom.
sleepwalking almost, huh?
Yeah. I threw some water on my face,
Yeah.
because it was a little warm.
Yeah.
I laid down, and in a few minutes, I hopped up like, oh my God, I'm having a stroke.
Yeah.
Because I had the water. I said, I'm sweating. They say that's a sign. So I started talking, trying to make sure my speech wasn't slurred.
Right.
I said, oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm having a stroke. I'm up there like, hello. with the water just glistening.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I said, oh my God.
You forgot, yeah.
And I had forgot just that quick. So ladies,
Yes.
make sure we get full sleep. We might need to take magnesium because it helps you sleep.
Really, I take melatonin.
Yeah.
I take a melatonin gummy. Some people said it gives some bad dreams, but I take it. I love melatonin. And you know what I found out too? I was watching the Today Show. A guy was talking about that getting sleep. He said a hot bath is good too.
Yes, it is.
He said it releases, because I guess we have melatonin in our brains or something.
I don't know what was
bodies
in
or
mine
something.
though. I don't know.
Okay.
'Cause
But-
I was like, oh my God, I'm sweating real bad.
Yeah. He said that it releases melatonin in our bodies, but a good warm bath, or I take melatonin and those.
Well, I don't know
things,
what
yeah.
was going on. I just know I was still asleep.
Yeah.
And that water was on me. I said, oh my God, I'm sweating. I must be having a stroke.
No, thank God you're not.
No,
Thank God you didn't.
no. No, no, I
Yeah,
wasn't.
I wish I was a fly on the wall though.
Oh my God,
I wish I was a
my
fly on the
family
wall to
already
see
think
that.
I'm crazy, so
Hey, it's okay.
I
I
woke up.
love it.
But
I
I
love it.
digress. I'm healthy
Yes,
as I
thank
can
God.
be.
Thank God. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
I
yes,
haven't
yes.
got my steps in lately with the heat. I
No,
should go to Planet Fitness, but I need to really get with the program with
I do
getting those
too.
steps
I
in.
do too.
Yes.
I do too. But
Yeah.
since I haven't,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I'm
So
always sitting down
yeah.
working.
Yeah. You got to
So
get out and so yeah.
that's my
Yeah.
crazy for the week.
That's it's no
It's
problem.
scary
Yeah.
though. It's
Yeah.
scary
Yeah.
because
Hey, honey.
how much
Yeah.
we read and everything, and
Yeah.
we're reading about people having strokes.
We are
Then
at this age. We're at that
we
age.
at that age.
Those check engine lights are on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those check engine lights.
Yeah.
When the doctor says, Miss Johnson,
So I must not have had a tune
there's
up.
about two tests I still need to go take care of. Not
Listen.
afraid. It just I need to schedule them. I
Yeah.
need to schedule them. And me being a breast cancer survivor, I get screened a little bit more often than the average individual. At first it was a little overwhelming to always have to go and screen for things, but
Mhm.
it's not anymore. I'm used to it. I'm at peace. I'm totally at peace
I'm
with it.
glad. I'm
Go ahead.
glad
Yeah, I'm at
because
peace.
fear.
Because the PTSD was bad. Yeah, when you go through that PTSD, because it's always that fear. You hear things, but you have to really, hey, Steph, thank you, so proud of me, thank you, Steph. That's my good girlfriend. I've been knowing
Hey,
Stephanie
Steph.
for years.
Thanks for
Been knowing her
tuning
for
in.
years. Thanks for tuning in. Yes, but yeah, when you I used to have that. We used to have that PTSD. Every time you go
Oh
to
yeah.
get the screening, but you kind of really have to block out a lot of things and block
Absolutely.
some people. You got not, but
Negativity.
yeah, keep them. Yeah, you have to block. Yeah,
Negativity.
block out that negativity. I wouldn't tell you some things that a couple of people have said to me that I say, wow, they could have. They had me dead in the ground, full of embalming fluid and everything,
Yep.
dressed, casket sharp, and in the ground because they just didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they approached me after the treatment versus during. So.
Absolutely. Well, that's why I don't want everybody praying for me when I'm sick. If
You sound like my.
I'm
You
serious.
sound like somebody else I know. They said they don't want.
Don't pray for me. Listen here. Keep your prayers. Your lights cut off, but you gonna pray for me? Oh, God mad at you. I know. Don't inflict that on me. No, but
You don't want
seriously,
everybody praying for you.
I don't want everybody that
I hear you.
negativity. If you're
Yeah,
a negative
yeah,
person, don't
yeah.
pray for me.
Yeah, I was thinking about that yesterday. I do know, we always, and we pray that we're not that negative person in
Yeah.
people's lives. But I know one thing: you will set a boundary with me so quick.
Listen.
You,
But
I
that's
love
all right.
you. Will set a
But
boundary with
it's
me
all
so
respect.
quick. Yes, I
All
love it. I
respect.
love it. I love it.
All
Honestly,
respect. You don't play either.
Honestly,
You
I
don't
don't
play
play
either. Nope, that cop come out. Every now and again, that back.
Officer Johnson come out that closet, then she do.
That's
She
right.
do.
That's right.
She
That's
does.
right. But it's
She
okay.
This small alter ego. I'm hoping that we hear somebody come, coming. I don't know. I did hear somebody, but yeah,
You
she's
keep
my.
hearing somebody, so I don't see nobody walk through the door, but
Every bump, I think. Look,
here you go.
anything come for me.
You expecting that
Yeah,
mail?
anything come for me. That
But
was the line
listen,
of the century. Yeah.
no, it's everything's all good.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no, don't pray for me. If
Yeah.
you're not in good standards
Yeah.
with the Lord, you ain't
wanna
been in
make sure
church
that
in
that
30
prayer
years.
get above the
I want to
ceiling,
make
huh?
sure it go.
Right. Get through the
Listen, you ain't been
ceiling,
in church. You ain't prayed
Oh,
for
yeah,
yourself.
Yeah.
And you gonna pray for me. Go on somewhere. I can't do it. I can't do it. Yes, I'd be like, oh, that's okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Everybody don't need to know your business.
Yeah,
No way.
yeah. You're right.
But yes. So
Tigers
today,
are doing good.
oh yeah,
Tigers are doing good.
I don't
And
know.
we've got about
Only
how
you
many
watch
more?
it.
We've got 11 or 12 more Sundays for football. I don't know when preseason starts.
I'm thankful for you because I know nothing about you. I
Yeah,
notice I don't
love
say
it.
nothing.
And my big sis, her name is Lisa too.
Oh,
And I'm not. Everybody, people probably know who she is, but my big sis, we text during the football game.
Mhm.
I'll text. Oh, she's a big football fan, and we'll text left and right during that game from play by play. I
You
love it.
won't hear from
I
me.
love it. Yeah,
You won't.
I won't. You don't like football?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I mean, all I
No.
know is this.
Huh?
That's all I know is this.
Basketball.
Ain't that
Oh,
touchdown?
field goal or
Or field goal?
yeah,
I don't
field goal,
know. See,
field
I
goal,
told you,
yeah,
I don't
field
know.
goal. Hey, Eric, how are you? How are you? How are you? And so we do want to let our guests know that it is so good to see you on here. Thank you so much for chiming in and watching with us, watching our podcast. So Eric and Stephanie and Joel knows that we have a guest that was supposed to come on to speak about his fentanyl. With his wife, unfortunately, and we haven't heard from him. We hope he's okay, but we're going to go on with the show.
Yeah, it's
And
such a sensitive
it is. It's
subject.
a very,
You know,
yeah. We weren't sure, how to, get into that. That it is
yeah.
really tough. I know he's a very busy man, very businesslike, but yeah. So yeah, we'll just
We're
continue
just,
to.
yep.
Yeah,
We're
we don't take those
still
things
soundly
personal.
alarmed.
Yeah, we're going to talk about fentanyl today. We're going to
Yeah.
talk about fentanyl
Yes.
today. And just yesterday on the news,
Mm-hmm.
they have something in it. It had the suffix of fentanyl,
Mm-hmm.
but the prefix was KET or something, ketanol, something like that. It's
Oh,
the
yeah, I heard
fentanyl
about
for
it.
animals.
Yes.
I guess it's what they put in maybe after
For
your pet has had a surgery.
Yes.
But this is more potent.
So are
than
people
fentanyl.
taking it?
People are taking it. It's on the street already. It's way more potent. So 11 granules of salt. 11 granules of salt
It's
can
equivalent.
it can be fatal. 11 granules of salt can be fatal when it comes to, and that's like sometimes that really is the residue that is left in a salt shaker. So that is how potent fentanyl is coming in contact. Mhm.
And they say just 2 milligrams is fatal.
Yeah, which is
So
about 11. And I talked to one of my buddies in law enforcement. One of my buddies, he and I came through the police academy together. He's a
Mhm.
detective now, and
Mhm.
we talked about it. Oh, hey Lisa, how are you? Oh my God, yes, my Temple of Faith family is on there. I'm so glad to.
Hey.
Oh, okay, thank you, E. He's tuning in because he lost his family to fentanyl. I mean, his cousin. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. And E, we're sorry to hear that. Praying that God, gives you guys comfort and strength.
Definitely
In the
during
loss
this
of your
time.
cousin, yes. And so, so important to see people definitely want to tune in. But we're going to go on and sound the
So
alarm
many are
anyway.
impacted by it, whether it's family, it's
Mhm.
friends,
Yes.
it's all around.
Yes,
It's
yes.
all around us.
So, I get asked. Sometimes people ask me, are they putting the fentanyl in there on purpose or is it accidental?
I
Is it
think it's on
intentional? It's
purpose.
intentional.
It's
It is
intentional.
intentional. And one of the reasons why, because there's a demand for it. There is a demand for fentanyl because of the euphoric. It makes you
Yes.
really
Escape reality.
yeah, and then also we do need to break down that it is a synthetic drug. That means it's not grown like cocaine, poppy plant, or heroin. It is a synthetic drug. It's made chemists make it in a
Yes.
in a laboratory, and people are there's some street chemists that know how to make it as well.
Yes.
But there is a high
Demand for it. And even the
knowing
young
that-
ones
yeah,
are
knowing
getting a hold to it. I saw a lot of police in my neighborhood, and I'm wondering what's going on down there. You know, you never know what's going on with people, but they brought out a young. I don't believe he was even 18 yet,
oh,
but
wow, he's a
yet
baby.
OD'd off of it.
Oh, baby.
It was an overdose. So
And it's quick.
it's
It's
quick.
very quick.
That's
Now,
right.
we do, and we need to take Narcan training. I think it's important to take Narcan.
I think everyone should take it.
Yeah, Narcan training and keep Narcan on us at all times
Yep.
because you just never know when someone may have an overdose. Law enforcement has to have it on them because if they come in contact and search a person or search a vehicle or search a premise, a house, or anything
And they
where
come in
drugs are
contact.
possibly, if they come in contact with it, they can suffer an overdose because it will
So just touching
absorb
it.
through their skin and cause them that's how fatal it is and how dangerous. But it affects people in different kind of ways because my molecular structure is totally different.
Right.
So it could be someone, a man taller than me, maybe larger than me. it could kill him and may not kill me. So it just depends on our bodies, what's
Well, we
going
already
on in our
have
bodies,
going on.
right? What
Yep.
we already have going on, and so. But yeah, there is a high demand for it. And every time I talk to my law enforcement buddies, it's if people want that because of the euphoric high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're escaping their reality
Yeah, it is.
again.
Probably, you know,
But whatever happened to the marijuana? I guess it doesn't get them.
it's in marijuana too. I wanted to tell you that too. It is,
Yeah.
and that is what's dangerous because that is a common. We don't even see it as a
Street
drug.
drugs.
Yeah, we don't even see it as a drug anymore because people, the law allows people to smoke it. So
My understanding is that the ones that are selling marijuana don't even know sometimes, depending on
who they
who
got
they
it
got it from.
from.
So you got to be careful. The street drugs, just leave it alone.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Just leave it
You
alone.
don't know what and if you do smoke or use marijuana or any kind of product with THC, then go to a
Dispensary.
dispensary.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the safest place. Go to a dispensary because you can't trust anybody.
But if you
these
drink
days.
enough coffee, you'll get there.
Mhm.
If you drink enough coffee, you'll get there.
Well, that's
That's a different high.
It's a upper. That's what they call that, a stimulant.
Yeah.
And then the marijuana is a barbiturate,
Yeah.
so it makes you. I do know a little thing.
I see. Well educated, well rounded.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I probably could have teach this real well, especially back in my college days.
Oh yeah.
I could teach some things about marijuana. I used to. Yeah.
Now, if it's mixed with other drugs, it can also be fatal.
Fentanyl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
What about the ones that's already on prescriptions?
Yes.
Can you imagine?
Pills. Yeah, and that is a popular. They have what's called a pill press. These people out here, they have a pill press, and they mix it in and they press it into a pill form,
like a powder
form. And they press it into a pill. So there's so many ways. Just like on that video that we showed, there's so many ways that people can adjust it. It's not just in um, heroin and cocaine. It can be in a pill format. It can be on marijuana, and so
many different pills are out here circulating,
and it kills you instantly. It can almost. I mean, it's very rapid. I don't want to say instantly because that might be too strong, but it's very rapid. Let me just say that.
Yes.
You really have to make sure you have. But who is carrying Narcan on them if they're just smoking marijuana because they're not expecting.
They're not expecting to pass away.
You're
not expecting
it. You're not expecting it.
So my fear, these children come in contact. We got children in the parks, or you never know who's dropping things. So I just wonder, the fatalities.
If it's not the gunfire, then it's something else now. And another thing that children, I've had to go, hey, man, how are you? My Temple Faith family, what's going on? What up, though? What up, though? Yeah, man, what up, though?
Thank you for viewing.
Man, he has a seasoning, so we might need to do a show. He's in Oklahoma. I don't know when he's coming back up here, but he has a really good seasoning that he used for his meats and stuff like that. I got the name of it.
I don't know, but bring it here.
If you
want to put some on some chicken,
okay,
bring it here.
Good. So, man, if you're listening, if you could put in the comments the name of your seasoning so we can shout you out, we appreciate that's real good, good seasoning. Yeah, real good seasoning. But so yes, and I remember being called into a school where students were picking up vape pens, and I had to speak about that. So it's there's always
some type of form,
right,
or fashion of getting high.
Danger, right?
Yeah,
that we have to be careful of. And when our kids go off to college, because that's usually when young people experiment.
Let me tell you,
right? Go to college. Right?
My son went to college, and there was a party, and a young guy, smart 4.0 student, never probably even did any drugs. Somebody gave him some marijuana, but it had to have something in it, and this boy is not right to this day. So, yeah, it's always something. And people do things, I don't know, it's not funny.
Someone laced my marijuana when I was in college, and I had it was horrible. And for 3 days, I couldn't. And that's the thing that was the scariest part, was that you cannot turn it off. So if your mind is tripping, and I don't know if it was cocaine or mushrooms, I don't know what I had, but I know that I was messed up for a good 3 days. And my roommates were gonna call my mom, and I told them just give me another day. They were praying for me
Mm.
fervently, but I had somebody police my joint, and I
Yeah.
mean I fallen on the floor.
And that's
It was
why
crazy.
they
Yeah,
say
yeah,
don't take a drink, go out to the
yeah,
club,
yeah,
set
yeah,
that drink down,
yeah.
and come back to it.
A lot of people don't recover from that, but I thank God.
I thank
I
God
thank
you
God. I
did.
thank God. A lot of people don't recover. I do remember getting into law enforcement, and I
Hmm.
do remember having encounters with some of the citizens. And I remember people said they were straight A students. They were excellent, maybe service people. They were in the military,
Hmm.
doing very well, but they got a hold. Someone laced a drink. Someone laced
Someone
their
likes it.
marijuana. Some people, unfortunately, did not come back, and I'm so glad I was able to come
That's
back.
why mental health
Yeah,
started being
yeah,
at an all
yeah,
time high.
yeah. But it was nothing I could turn off.
Oh
It
no,
was
no
nothing I
water,
could turn
no,
off.
it's
Nothing
nothing.
I could
It's
do.
nothing. You
And
just have to wait.
I knew it was getting better and better by the day. I knew I was getting better, but I couldn't turn it off. I couldn't
Mm.
turn it off. And I do remember having to take, because we had bowling, and having to take an exam. And he didn't trust me, of course, with a bowling ball. It was, messed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will never forget that experience. And I give that sometimes speech when I'm in schools, in high schools. I give that speech because
Because people
you
need to
don't,
know.
you
And
got,
most smart,
mhm,
unfortunately, most smart children or students, they're not street smart.
yeah,
So they're lacking that piece,
mhm,
the understanding that you don't put a drink down and
mhm.
walk away. You don't, you have to watch what people give you and not try anything. They want to fit in.
Most of the time, it's friends.
Oh yeah.
Most of the time, it's
And they think it's,
friends.
oh, you were
Yeah,
tripping
yeah,
last
yeah.
night.
You were
You were
tripping. They
tripping.
think it's
Yeah.
funny. Some people's
It's not funny.
idea is that yeah, um, most people's idea of yeah, humor is watching people, and it's
Suffer.
not. Yeah, somebody
Watch
is
me suffer.
and now we're living in a time where people just don't care about anything. They don't. Everything is funny to people. If you fall and hurt yourself, everything is
Yeah.
funny. So we do know when we said it's a synthetic drug that they can make it. Anybody can make it. It's not
Anybody can
grown,
make it.
and it's not grown. You can just make it, which is scary.
So that's
Yeah,
what makes it
it's
more,
easy, accessible, right?
it's too experimental.
Right. The more potent it is, the more customers want to come back for that. We have Prince, um,
Sure do.
possibly a Fentanyl, the actor from The Wire, one of my Omar, who
Oh
played
yeah, I
Omar. Yeah,
remember
I
him. I
loved him.
couldn't
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
it. I was kind of
yeah.
hurt by that.
Right.
It's cheap.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
cost.
Yes,
They keep
yes.
it
It is
down so you
very
keep
cheap.
coming back.
Yes, very, very cheap. Thank
Man,
you. Yes, yes, yes.
it's really cheap.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and it's 50 to 100 times more
Oh,
potent
yeah,
than morphine
yeah,
is.
yeah,
And morphine is potent,
yeah, yeah. Highly addictive.
highly addictive.
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you, I know morphine is because I was in
You
the
have
hospital.
morphine?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
in the
gonna tell you about
hospital,
the
in the
milk.
hospital,
I'm gonna
in the
tell you about that
hospital,
milk. Okay.
in the hospital,
Okay. Yeah.
right? But they only leave you on for what, 3 days? That's the limit.
I've never had morphine.
So I
Okay.
had to have it
Hmm.
based on the condition.
Yeah. Right.
So I'm in pain,
Hmm.
right? But your mind tells you you're still in pain, even though you're done. The pain is gone.
I heard about
The
that.
pain is gone.
I heard.
I was getting aggressive with the
Yeah.
doctor, like,
Mhm.
give me some
Yeah.
more, give me some
You
more.
just push that button, right? And it just,
Yeah,
but they
that
cut
button
it
ran
off.
off.
They cut you.
Woo!
They cut you off.
They cut me off.
They cut you off.
Come on, give
You
me some
gotta
more.
leave. It's time
You
to
gotta
leave.
leave.
Leave the
It's time.
hospital, right? You
They
better.
were telling me,
Right,
you
right.
are healed.
Mhm.
We ran your labs. You're
Mhm.
okay. You shouldn't be in that much pain.
But your
But
mind
my
was
mind
telling
was saying,
you
yes,
that your
I am.
body. That's
Yeah,
how people get
you
hooked.
give me that
That's how people
morphine.
get
That's
hooked.
how they get hooked.
Yes.
Because I was hooked. I think my mother-in-law had to come to the hospital. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so how many more days is she going? I was
Right.
go down
Yeah.
there, tell him I want some more.
Right.
You
Right.
know, my voice changed
You
and
know.
everything.
Listen.
So
Yeah.
listen.
Yes. I heard about that. I tell you, I have a fear.
So this is
That's a
50
fear. That's
to
a
100 times more potent.
yeah. Then morphine. I tell you what. I have a fear of being hooked on prescription drugs. So
Mhm.
I only take it like if I have a surgery. Last
Mhm.
surgery I had, I know I had on my hand lumpectomy for breast cancer. But as soon as I can deal with the pain, well, you
I
don't want
deal
to
with
be
it.
too much of pain because I don't want my
Yeah,
blood pressure to
that's
go up.
right. That's
But
right.
the minute I believe that my body can deal with the pain, I'm off. I sprained my ankle. I was in excruciating pain, and they wanted to give me something. I forgot what I forgot what they wanted to prescribe me, but I said no, I'm
Listen.
okay. So the nurse looked at me, and I said I have a fear. And any doctor that treats me, they know. And they said, Miss Johnson,
No,
you're
yeah.
gonna, because when you come out of surgery, it feels like somebody
Man, you
took
over.
a
Yep.
took a
Man, you over.
hot rod
Yep.
in my hand. I remember it looked like felt like they took a hot rod in my hand. But I only take it, you know, um, for my ankle sprain. I think I had to take a little bit more Motrin than normal, which you got to be careful of that.
Oh yeah.
But it
But
wasn't
your
to a level
kidney and
of
your
abuse.
liver.
Yeah, yeah,
You got to
it
watch the
wasn't to a level of
Tylenol.
abuse. But yes, so I try to. I'm always trying to think of an alternative way to deal with
Me
manage
too.
pain
Me too.
because I rarely take something for pain, and I do have a high tolerance. Don't tell a doctor or nurse because they will put. Ooh, I'm sorry, they will. Oh, you got a high tolerance for pain.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, guys, she's good
Go
right
out.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Go
yeah.
out. Go out.
But I tell you what, I do understand why people. I remember what it was like to get high and you feel good, form of
Yeah, but
escape.
I just drank.
But yeah, but that marijuana, yeah, I do remember that. But when you have a surgery and you get what Michael Jackson had, that milk.
Oh yeah. Yep.
What's the name of that?
Oh, what was the name of that?
I forgot the name of that.
It
Yeah,
was
you know
something
what?
like,
You were about to say it.
you know it.
Now that sends you to the moon and back. And I was just talking to because doctors prescribe fentanyl. It makes you feel so good. It makes you, but you gotta know in your mind. You gotta know. Okay, no, we gotta cut the works off. When I'm feeling better, do not take any more medicine. But when they always tell you count backwards from what they say from
I be
20 or
sleep at
10.
9. I be sleep 10 9. Go. Just
You
go.
know that easy. You that easy. Until you're not.
I be
I think
10
I
9.
might make it
They
to
tell,
5.
they tell
Yeah,
us to
and then
count.
next thing you know, you wake up and you wake up in recovery. And I remember a
Yes.
lady was like,
Pro,
"I'm in pain."
propofol.
Propofol, the
Propofol. You
milk,
know, I had to look.
propofol.
Yes.
Yeah, propofol.
Yes.
When
He
they
was
come
using
in
it to
there,
get sleep.
ooh, boy, that stuff it makes you sleep. The anesthesiologist
Oh,
gives it
yeah.
to you.
They
Yeah,
told me to count
they can send you to the moon and back.
10 to 1.
They can send you to the moon.
Like I said,
Yes.
10 9, and
Yeah.
I was gone.
Yeah, 10-9, 10-9. That
I ain't
quick.
know
Yeah,
how.
that
Yeah.
propofol is no joke.
Yeah.
Can you imagine taking that? Man, God rest his soul. Can you imagine taking that to sleep? Your ability to go to sleep is just yeah,
So, he was a perfectionist. So,
yeah.
therefore, he needed something strong that his mental, he needed to calm down.
Mhm.
That's someone that's thinking all the time. And
Mhm.
I don't know who
Yeah.
suggested it to
Mhm.
him, but, it's
Mhm.
easily.
Mhm. Oh,
Uh,
he had money. He had access to whatever.
that's
Yeah.
right.
So you wait a
And
minute. What did you
you
say
can,
about the perfectionist? You said, I mean,
perfectionists, they can't sleep. They always up their wheels spinning. So he
that's
needed
me
something to
sometimes.
bring him
That's
some
me.
calm.
That's me sometimes. Yeah,
He
that's
needed he
me.
needed something to
Yeah,
bring him some calm
that's me
down.
sometimes. It's especially production time or whatever, or if you're in that writing and he had that concert coming up.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and you're
And
thinking
this was
about
his
your
last
mind
one,
is
so he wanted it
yeah,
to be
wanted
the
to
greatest,
yeah,
so
man. Yeah, and this is around the time of the year. I think. I think he passed. It was in
right
the
around the
summer.
same. It was in the
It
summer.
was in
Oh
the
yeah.
June.
Or end of June or either August.
I don't know.
No, his birthday is in August. It was June.
And I tell you, we'll talk about him, Michael, and Prince and Whitney Houston. Um, I was
Mm.
in the kitchen. My kids were they were toddlers, or I might have been pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
But what year did? If he died, maybe my son might have been 2. I think he died in 2009. And I
I
think, and
believe so.
my son might have been 2. My daughter 1. I was in the kitchen.
Yep.
I was,
June the 25th.
and you always remember these things where you were.
I was in the hairdresser.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and my real good friend called me crying, and she said she just she had a tattoo of Michael Jackson. Love Michael Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
and she says she was crying that he had passed, and I said no, I said people come up with rumors all the time.
Mm-hmm.
She said no, it's real. I said it can't be. It can't be.
I
And
don't
to
know why
turn
we
on
don't believe.
CNN and it was on
Yeah.
all over. It was
Yeah.
all over the news.
Especially from that drugs. I would
Yeah.
have never given
But
him
you know,
that.
and he struggled with it. We knew, the public knew he struggled.
I
He
know. I just
struggled.
had my
Yeah,
blinders on.
I know, because
I never wanted to believe
we don't
that.
want to accept that.
Mm-mm.
Whitney Houston, I was in
And I
Chicago.
believe that.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
I was in Chicago at I no, you know why I didn't? I had a hard time believing it because she was struggling to get to that sobriety, to get to that. I loved her.
I
I
did
loved
too.
her.
I
I
did
love
too.
Michael Jackson, her and Prince, but she was
Prince,
struggling. She was
yeah.
struggling to really stay, clean and she was
She's picking
struggling.
up weight, getting herself back together.
Had just done the movie in Detroit, but she
Mm-hmm.
really was
Because they
struggling
were
to get back.
still working on that movie,
Yeah,
weren't they?
she had stopped. She had stopped filming. I guess they had wrapped in the filming. It probably was in the editing stage.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that one was.
That was good.
I was in at a comedy concert,
Mm-hmm.
and we were in Chicago at the Erie Theater,
Mm-hmm.
and my phone was blowing up, and my cousin Rob was the first person to
I never
text me.
forget that.
I will never forget that. Prince.
Mhm.
It was April. Was it April?
It was.
April Fool's Day, or
It was
close to.
something like
I
that.
thought it was
Yeah.
a joke. I said, "Oh, here they go with
Nah,
the
I thought.
rumors.
Yeah. Nah, I
Here
thought
they
that
go with
one
the
was a
rumors."
joke.
Yeah,
It was like my childhood
Mhm.
got snatched from me with
Yeah.
Prince left.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. And he, a big shock because he was vegan. He was very healthy, health conscious, but he had been dealing with that pain in his hips.
This is
Yeah.
totally different, but
Mm-hmm.
I wonder. There's so many of us
Mm-hmm.
that pass away from drug overdose.
No, a lot of Amy Weinstein, was it
Winehouse.
Winehouse?
Oh yeah,
She was good.
she was
She was
good.
good.
Yeah, she was.
I mean, we can go back Jimi Hendrix. We can go back to
There's just
it's a
so
lot.
many. I mean, it's a lot of people. Period.
Mhm.
But
People who passed in their prime
but
have passed in
but
their
look at
prime.
if we don't do something now,
Mhm.
I fear for the children that's
Yeah,
out here.
I do.
That's my biggest fear.
I do. I do. Yeah, there's a lot. Children,
We got to start taking a
teenagers,
stand and
yeah.
do. I don't know what it is that
Having
can be
taking
done.
the information back to the village, taking the information back to the village. So we have a in 2023, approximately 72,776 people in the United States died from a drug overdose that involved fentanyl. That's one
One too
person too
many.
much, one too many.
One
But
too many.
72,776, and that's in 2023. So that's a startling fact as well. We have to continue to sound the alarm. We have to continue to have these conversations with our children. People are gonna do what they're gonna do, especially when
That's
they're out of
right.
our home. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. But we just
The
gotta
one biggest
continually have
thing
these
is that
conversations.
we've got to lead by example. The kids are not our friends. So whether it's drinking, smoking, whatever you're doing that we shouldn't be doing, that we don't want our children to do, keep it from in front of them.
Yeah.
That's one way.
Yeah.
And then the days of your parents sitting you down and
Counseling.
telling you the importance,
Yeah.
it starts at home.
Yeah. I do remember my dad having, I called it lecturing, and I would be like, here he goes with another lecture.
Yeah.
But now that I look back on it, even
Need
being
to bring that
married,
lecturing back.
even being married, I told Dad, I said, Dad, hey Richard, how are
Hey,
you?
Richard.
I remember telling my dad, I said, Dad, thank you for the lectures. He constantly lectured us. I
Yeah.
don't even know if I would call it a lecture.
It wasn't. It just felt like it. It felt like it.
Right. And I'm always
But we
thinking about
needed
my
it.
kids. Like I know they get tired of us constantly talking, but we have to talk
I
about so
always
much
say
stuff.
the same
So
thing.
let's compare back when we were coming up, high school, college, and now. When we were coming up, we didn't have fentanyl.
We didn't have
Very few
fentanyl.
people were
Just
dying
a
of
little
that drug.
marijuana.
Just a little marijuana.
Just a
Didn't
little.
hurt nobody. Oh, hi.
Now,
Pastor Ovella says the fear of God goes a long way. This is absent. You're so
it
correct.
sure
Yes.
is. Hey,
Yes.
Pastor.
Hey, Pastor, how you doing? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I totally agree. The fear of God goes a long way. This is absent.
And the teachings
Mhm.
of the word.
Teaching. Well, then too, also when COVID came, a lot of people stopped coming, or they watch it online, and then they stopped bringing grandkids because children were exposed to the Word of God and exposed to church back when before. And it's
I
good
remember
to put it
when
on
they-
social media when people they can't make it, they're sick, car trouble, something like that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
just
Do you remember when the word when They had it in school about drugs. Say no to
There,
drug
I was a
campaigns.
dare officer.
Listen,
I was a dare
listen.
officer.
I was one of those
Yes.
students. Listen, like, oh my God, it
Yeah.
does that. They took it out of
Yeah.
school.
When I was coming along, it was the biggest drug was tobacco.
Yeah,
And don't
yeah, little
smoke. And they
cigarette.
would do
Yeah,
little skits and come in and perform little skits. Kids from high school. That was the biggest
that was the
drug.
biggest.
Was
Yeah.
don't smoke cigarettes. I was a dare officer, and I will never forget. And she says, "Good afternoon, my sisters. Good afternoon, Pastor." Yes, yes. Um, I remember I was doing. I had a display of drugs. When I would do the dare, tell them what to stay away from.
hmm
But I never will forget a young man says, Miss Johnson kept sweetest kid,
hmm
sweetest kid. He said, you forgot something missing something. I said, what is it, baby? The
hmm
spoon. What? He told. Thank God he told me after class. The spoon, your spoon. And I said, what spoon? He said, your gold spoon. And I said, and I'm looking on the
What is a
display
gold
case.
spoon?
He said, my dad uses a gold spoon when he snorts his cocaine. And I'm so glad he was able to disclose that afterwards to me.
Wow.
Because, like you say, things are modeled in front of children. Or
If
done
you
in
do
front
it
of
in front
children.
of them, they think it's good
It
because
is,
it's coming
yeah.
from their
And
parents.
he didn't see anything wrong, and I wasn't going to condemn that his dad. I was not,
No.
and I was at a loss of words. Yeah, I was at that moment.
Wow. So what we do in front of them, sometimes they mirror.
Yes,
You
yes,
know, so
yes. It
you've
will.
got to
It
be
will
someone. You
control
got to
our
give them
behavior.
something to look up to. You have to. No matter what I do, that's addictive. Except my coffee. They do see that. I feel so bad because now one of my sons
Drinking coffee.
he's loving coffee. Yeah, but
Yeah, I picked
on
that
a
up
more
too.
serious note,
Right? Yeah.
it's highly addictive.
It
It's
is.
fentanyl, and we
Very
got to figure
dangerous.
it out for the
Very
children. Very dangerous.
And
You can't even grab it all. No matter how many busts they do.
Yeah, and you don't know. You're Russian roulette. That's what my officer buddy we talked about yesterday. Uh, Russian roulette is what people are playing with when they decide to smoke marijuana,
Yeah.
or they get it from a dispensary. Excuse me, they're safe. But if they're buying it at scoring pills or anything like that on the streets, they're playing Russian roulette,
But
and the chances are greater now than
oh
ever.
yeah, you know why I think they think it's okay too? Because it's a prescription.
Mm-hmm.
People think, well, if a doctor prescribes it, it's got to be good for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. But the drugs that the doctor prescribes are safe. People know what they're doing. And drugs are always prescribed by our height and weight and, again, health history. And I tell my kids as well, don't ever take a pill from somebody. If you have a headache, stick with over the counter. If somebody says, here, if you're at their home or visiting or wherever, and it says, my grandma's got a good pill for pain, it'll help
You're not
with
supposed to
that
take
cramp in
other
their leg
people's
or whatever.
pill.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I remember my mother having not that I wanted to take somebody, but I think somebody has something, and I might have mentioned something. My mother said, don't ever take anybody's prescribed. Don't even take my prescribed
Don't
medicine.
take anybody's
It'll
prescription.
help me out and it can hurt you. So yeah.
That's right, because you don't know if you have an allergy to
Right.
it or something.
Right.
So
Exactly.
you definitely have to be careful.
Mhm.
Now, I wanted to talk about the opioid epidemic.
Mhm.
Do you think fentanyl is the driver of it?
Yes, I mean, and it's been around since
But
it's
years ago, I
grown.
didn't hear about it.
It's always been here. It's because it's grown, and I mean, God allowed it to be grown, but it has a medicinal purpose. But it's when we abuse it, and that's the thing, is abusing it. That's the thing, is when we don't understand the purpose, and anything can become addictive. Anything,
Anything.
sex can become addictive. Anything can become addictive. Why you look at me
I'm
like
just saying. I
that?
mean, I'm just saying. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's really like that.
To be continued.
That's a whole different story.
Oh, whole different story.
But yeah, so anything, people, when we abuse the natural use, because it's the poppy plant is grown in very hot climates.
Mm-hmm.
I know South America, so there's drug cartels, and unfortunately, some people feel like, well, this is how we're going to eat and survive. And instead of selling it to companies for medicine,
They sell it
it's used
to
for, yeah.
individuals.
And a lot of people do, I would say in law enforcement, my perception,
Mhm.
some people may feel like it's God's blessing for for those who may not want to take a different route in life. That
Mhm.
drugs, it's because you can make the money, but guns and drugs go hand in hand,
They sure do.
and usually you
Violence,
can
all
expect
of it.
violence or early grave or a jail cell.
Oh
So you
yeah.
can expect that, yeah. You
Nothing
campaign
good
it.
can come
You
from it.
campaign it for trouble. You can expect that, yeah.
Nothing good can
Right.
come from
So
now. I heard of a something called naloxone.
I've heard
So,
that.
naloxone.
Is that is
That's
that
supposed to reverse the drug
is
that
it
you've
like
taken and save your life.
also like Narcan? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So I
Narcan.
wonder if that's in the Narcan. Not sure.
Uh, Probably, or maybe a brand of Narcan. Maybe, yeah. That's a
I don't
good
know, but
question.
that's something that
You gotta have
definitely
something
got to
going.
find. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
speaking of that, Wayne County. I'm so glad that you brought that up because on the 10th, this Thursday, on the 10th, the 11th annual Wellness Beyond the Walls, Thursday, July the 10th from 9 to 4 at Madonna University. So if you want to know more about um,
Drugs.
drugs or trafficking or uh, um, fentanyl, anything. If you want to know more about that, people may want to know how to help people, reach people, alcoholism. That's a wonderful conference. It's free. It's at Madonna University from 9 to 4. And you can go online and Google Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network, BWIHN. I'm so glad we're talking about this. You can go on their website and register. A very good conference. I will be partnering because all of us are partnering with someone, but I will be
Good.
partnering with Valerie to sound the alarm, and she's
Good.
going to do the harm reduction part. Excuse me, part of that. But excuse me, we will be there Thursday, this coming Thursday, July the 10th, at Madonna University for that conference. But that conference definitely we have counselors,
Mhm.
substance abuse disorder counselors there on hand,
Mhm.
and also they'll tackle that from a faith based perspective as well. It is a faith
Good.
based conference,
Good.
so it's really good conference.
Now
I'm looking
there
forward to that.
a lot of people, maybe especially parents, who are watching their children on drugs. That's got to be one of the worst feelings in the world. But you've got to know that there are resources out there available to you.
It is.
So I definitely want to share a few of those resources.
Please, thank you.
Detroit Recovery Project.
Yes,
I don't
yes,
know if many of you've
yes,
heard of it,
yeah,
but they are still out here.
yes,
They
yes.
provide outpatient recovery support for substance abuse, mental disorder. They have a 24-hour crisis service line. Then they have the Michigan Crisis and Access Line. They answer all 988 calls. So I imagine you called 988.
I like that. I didn't know that.
Yes.
988.
988.
I love that.
So it's the
Yes.
Michigan
Like an
Crisis and
urgent,
Access.
the
It's
911
urgent.
call for people who need help. Very good.
And they're available. They take calls throughout the state. They provide 24/7 support. So Liberty House Recovery Center.
Okay.
They offer a comprehensive fentanyl detox program.
Very good.
So I didn't know about them.
Yeah, me neither.
But they're also available for free consultations 24/7. It's called the Liberty House Recovery Center. Then you have Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network.
We just mentioned, yes.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what you go. Yep.
Yes, yes.
So they've been around for a while, and they're available in all counties.
Yeah, and they have Narcan training as well there.
Okay.
And our former police chief is now over DWIHN. So
okay.
I think it's Chief White, or former Chief White. So yes.
So make sure that you guys don't try to go at this alone.
Yes.
This thing is going to take a village of support. Make sure you use the resources. This is why a lot of nonprofits, they're out here accepting donations to keep up with these programs to help other people. Don't try to go at it alone, but be mindful. If you suspect it, look into it. Because a lot of parents, we turn that blind eye. Not my child,
Yeah,
but
yeah. It can
I
happen
don't put
anywhere.
anything
It
past
can happen
anybody. I
in the
raised
house
my
anywhere.
children one way,
Yeah,
and I would hope they wouldn't go that way,
yeah.
but
It can happen.
it can
It can
happen.
happen. Yeah. It can happen also when you see someone struggling, pray for them.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
cast judgment.
Don't
Pray for
pass
them.
judgment.
Don't
That's
put
right.
them on. Now people put people online, and there was a famous
They
actress
go
where they
live
put
instead of
yeah go
helping.
live
Go help. Don't
and
go
go and
live.
expose and laugh and make fun of people who have a substance use
It's because
disorder.
it's not
So
funny.
it's not, and so it's important to pray for people and to if they need help, get them the help that they
Get
need.
them the
Support
help
people.
that they
Yeah,
need.
yeah,
Get them the
yeah.
help they need.
So,
It's not funny.
mhm,
If somebody's characteristics have changed, their behavior
yeah, their
erratic,
appearance.
appearance.
Yeah.
You got somebody that used to love to dress and smell good, and they're a little off balance. Believe me, you need to look into
The
it.
whites of their eyes,
The whites of their
their
eyes tell a
teeth,
story. Their lips.
their teeth, their lips, their fingernails,
Yeah.
their fingers. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and the rubbing of the skin
Oh, okay.
because they feel like something's crawling on them.
Okay.
Yeah, the sweat, the obsessive
And
sweat.
and I want people to know too, because I do know someone who's been delivered, and they want to play a very large role in my life. It's a person that's like a father figure to me, who I love dearly. He's the epitome of someone who is delivered, set
Mhm.
free, and doing incredibly well. And
Mhm.
so just know, if you have a loved one that is in that shape, where don't ever feel like God can't touch them. Once they hit that rock
Listen,
bottom, they can come back to
God
God,
can
and He's
touch
in
them.
that restoration business.
Oh
He
yeah,
is in that
He's in that
restoration
miracle
business.
business.
Yes,
He's in
He's in that
all of it.
miracle and that
Oh yeah,
restoration business. And so, if you have a loved one and you feel like they'll never get, that's not true. They
that's not
just
true.
when
Don't
they when
lose
they're
your faith.
ready, yeah, when they're ready and they hit that rock bottom moment, um, God can touch
But
them and restore them, and restore their mind, restore their
that's
minds,
right,
yeah,
and their
restore
heart.
their hearts, their minds, their bodies. Take that
But you know
away from
what?
them as well.
A lot
Yeah.
of times I've seen parents contribute because you don't want that
Um,
child to be mad at you.
yeah, what is that called when you give somebody? There's a word that they
It's a
use.
word
Mhm,
that they use.
mhm.
But for right now, use contribute because that's what you are. You're an enabler.
Enabler,
Enabler.
big word, enabler. Yes,
Enabler.
enabler. Yeah.
You
And
can't.
how can people be an enabler? Help us out with that.
Well, you're giving in to their demands,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're seeing what's going on, but you're not seeing. You turn a blind eye to it. You're
Yeah.
enabling.
Okay.
You're going to pick up the stuff
No.
for them.
Yeah.
You're allowing them to
Yeah.
use in
And,
your home.
and when you see the police arrest them, we
You
think
out
the
there
police.
hollering at the
Yeah, the
police.
police planted the drugs. We used to
Yeah,
have to deal
no.
with that quite a bit.
Oh
That
yeah.
the police planted the drugs on
No.
them, and yeah.
So you've got to face
What do
what's
you
going
call
on.
that when people are in denial? They are in
In
denial.
denial.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
They're in
yeah.
denial.
And I remember dating somebody um, years ago when I knew him, and you know, being
Oh
in
yeah.
denial. But again, the appearance was unkept and different things, and I had to
There's
say,
flags for
yeah,
everything. For
yeah,
everything that's out there, there's a flag.
it
You
is,
got to
it
recognize it.
is, yeah, it is. It is weight loss. Sometimes,
Weight
not
loss.
always,
Not
not
always.
always. Yeah, weight loss.
But falling asleep at
Yeah,
the drop of, I don't know, because I
and
could look like a junkie then.
money management. Always needing money.
Always need
Always needing money.
$10,
Maybe can't. Um,
$20.
maybe their housing situation is always, or something that,
Can't
I mean,
hold a
and that's not
job.
for
Can't
everybody,
hold a
but yeah,
job.
yeah. But usually it's that appearance.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
usually
it's
it's
the
that
appearance is the
appearance.
first
Yeah,
thing.
appearance.
The slurring.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah, speech is affected, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what I will tell you? One of the things that I've learned in my career of law enforcement, that and people do age when they do that. It takes their
Because
teeth a lot of
meth,
times. Yeah.
that
Oh,
meth, it
that's a
does
oh my
something to them.
God.
They
Yeah.
go from being
Yeah.
20 years old to looking like they're 80.
Oh no, yeah, yeah. Meth is a bad,
That's a
hard drug,
bad do.
very hard drug. But I tell you what, I tell you, to me, the number one thing that ages somebody also is a bad toxic relationship. I saw people, remember the beginning of my law enforcement career, just
Mm-hmm.
beautiful women,
Yeah.
beautiful, gorgeous, or man, just vibrant. And then toward the end of my career, and there's a lot of domestic violence.
Oh yeah.
And that toxic,
But
and
that
it just
comes
that
with that
stress,
too.
stress will take you out quicker than drugs. I've seen people look better on drugs than they did on
With the
heroin than
stress,
they
yeah.
did with that stress. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hands
So
big as a baseball bat, but they
yep.
don't. They're not as stressed out as somebody that
Yeah.
is dealing with a
Yeah.
very toxic relationship.
Relationship. Yeah.
Yes. So
That gotta be another whole topic. That's a
oh yeah,
whole
yeah,
woo, that's a
domestic
two or
violence.
three part
And I'm,
series.
I'm I gotta call and follow up with somebody because someone wants me to come in because there's a rise in domestic violence amongst senior citizens, and they want me to help tackle that. And
But you know
I
what?
said I have been hearing about it, and I have been hearing about things because they have to face the things that other age groups face.
Oh yeah.
STDs are very high for senior, in senior
But
citizens.
listen,
Mhm.
they're on drugs too.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
was so shocked to
Wow.
see a group of seniors.
Mhm.
They were coming for help, but
Mhm.
they were from a certain group, and I won't name the
Yeah,
group,
yeah,
but
yeah.
they were they were in rehabilitation from
Mhm.
drug use.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Mhm.
at what age
Yeah.
do
It
you
doesn't.
calm down?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I think they think because
Or
I've made
it
it this long.
or could have been maybe a catastrophic or traumatic event. It could
Could
be a
have been.
traumatic event
Could have
that caused
been.
because you know that level, that a shooting in um, a mass shooting or a drowning or floods. We're hearing about people who've lost two generations of people in the Texas flood. Those
Yeah,
things
we
can
pray
keep
for
you
them.
from
Pray for
going over.
Texas.
Yeah, pray for Texas. Those kind of things that keep us, And some people
Yeah.
they have to cope, and that can be catastrophic. So that might be another issue of why people may decide to do
I
drugs.
wish people use God as a coping
But
mechanism.
until we get there,
Until we get there, we got to make sure we
until
keep
we get there,
something in place,
yeah,
some
mhm,
outreach
yeah,
programs.
yeah.
Talk to your people. Don't just
Mhm.
hang up on them. Talk to them.
People are lonely.
People are
I
lonely.
was working taco festival this weekend. I
Mm.
worked taco worked those festivals sometimes, and I saw so many women there, older women, maybe old enough to be my mom or maybe a little younger, but 70s,
Mm.
retirees, women there by themselves. And one lady came in the
And
evening,
lonely.
and I asked her, I said, "Are you here by yourself?" She said, "Yeah, but people don't want to come out and do things, and I want to get out and do things." And I thought about church ministries, women's
Yeah.
ministries, how important it is, how
Listen.
we come together. Now, some people say, they're messy or whatever, but it depends on what church you at. It
Yeah,
depends
because I
on what
love my
ministry.
church.
I
I
love mine.
love
I
my
know I
church.
love mine.
Always in Jesus'
I love
presence.
mine.
I love my
We
church.
having a couple of us going on to have our little Bible study tonight. I can
Yeah.
pray with my sisters.
Listen.
I can go to them and talk to them about things. It's a confidentiality, but then also if I need, but I do have my people I can call and say,
Oh yeah.
I got a buddy that loves. We do concerts together.
Mm-hmm.
And if I want to shop, I know
I have
she
people
can
for a
shop for me.
different reason.
That's right. They say
Different
the best
reason and
stuff
a
is a movie
season.
partner, a play partner,
Oh
a
yeah.
movie partner.
Oh yeah.
Some people love concerts. Some people.
See, I can get with
Now,
any.
and my concert buddy, she loved to be up close, so you got to have some money to
to play with her, huh?
mhm.
Yes.
And shout. I'm not a big mall
Listen.
girl, but yeah.
Now see, that's me.
Mhm.
Ooh,
You like
you
to go
want?
to the mall?
Oh yeah.
How many pairs of y'all got to see her gym shoes? They're nice. They're beautiful. They are
Oh,
gorgeous.
I keep me some
Yeah,
shoes now.
I don't think I've seen you wear the same pair of shoes twice.
Oh, but I will. I got some favorites now that I throw on.
You want to tell everybody how many pairs of shoes or you want to keep that to yourself?
I keep it to myself.
How
People
many
be
did you
thinking I
give
got
away?
a couple out. I gave away 72 pairs of
72
shoes
pairs
and
of
boots within the last 2-3 years. Yeah.
And then if you ever have some, let me know more. My godfather has that.
Oh
He gives
yeah,
out shoes.
now I
Yeah.
know about that. Yeah.
Yes, because I got a pair. I got to sit down and two more
Yeah.
ones.
But you
So,
know, everybody has some
I
type of
do. I love
addiction.
boots.
See, she got her
And
boots on the ground.
And
Okay, and electronics.
And
Oh yeah.
electronics. I love. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but we pray for those that are out there on drugs, or dealing with struggling, in pain,
Yeah.
going through it.
Yeah.
We pray for those. We want to see full recoveries. We want you guys to be out there utilizing the resources that's out here. Don't just stop. Don't give up on your people. Love on them. Love on them a little bit harder. Um, and with that being said, it looks like it's
no,
our time.
It's time to go.
Yes, it's our time.
I always look forward to podcasts, and
I do too.
you know that 1 hour goes by too fast.
It does.
It goes by too fast.
It does.
But hopefully we can get our special guest back. We'll see if he.
Yeah,
okay.
It was a very sensitive subject, so I was kind of holding my, like, I don't know.
But hopefully he can come back. If not, there are going to be some other people. And I know
but as y'all see, we prepared.
Want to come and talk.
We prepared. What?
Mm-hmm. We were very prepared.
Yes, we were. We always have our technical difficulties, but
always. And
Detroit Press Play.
And Detroit Press Play, we have a producer, a person that's just finished film school. We need a producer, so we cannot wait to have a Zoom with this young lady or young man. But we got something coming up.
We got
on
some
Tuesdays. I can't talk.
We can't talk yet. We got something coming.
We have some people that
special shout out to Nidra.
Yes,
Nidra Spencer.
Chi. Pastor Obella.
Pastor O. Our partners. Yes, they are part of our team.
Hold us down.
Down.
So, but we have some cool, fun stuff coming up. We can't go into.
But we can't wait to get the ladies involved.
Just get ready to join us. That's all I got to say. To have some fun.
Yeah,
get the boots on the ground. That's
we're gonna get the boots, and I'm gonna have my fan. She'll have her boots.
That's it. So we're gonna have some fun in the future.
Absolutely.
And we can't say much more.
We're gonna say soon. It's coming real soon. Oh my God.
It's coming this summer. So okay, guys, we love y'all. Thank you always.
Thank you for tuning in.
YouTube, and thank you Facebook.
YouTube.
Yeah, thank you
Facebook
guys for hanging with us today.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.